is a business plus life of abundance. So first of all, my name is Tiong Hee, and it's my pleasure to be your host of the day. I think let me begin by sharing with you a little bit about me myself. Yeah. So my name is once again, my name is Tiong Hee, and I've been involved with Nu Skin business for quite a number of years now, since 2013 to be exact. By profession, I was actually an engineer. And I've started my engineering career in one of the biggest MNCs in Penang, right after graduation in 2013. So thinking about that, right, I've actually worked as an engineer for about 5 years before stumbling across Nu Skin. Did it part-time for a couple of months, and then deciding to venture into it on a full-time basis. So looking back to my journey so far, right, I think it was really an interesting one. It's an interesting one, from someone who is actually very close-minded about it in the first place to someone who is doing it on a full-time basis, essentially from a doubter to a believer. So, thinking about that, right, what changed my mind back then was really when I realized, what this business is all about. I was blown away by the potential life that I could have, essentially the life of abundance if I succeed in doing it. What attracted me was really, this business as a whole. I mean, I'm talking about, the business itself. I'm talking about the company, the culture and the products, the innovation, and not forgetting as well, the compensation plan, which is the 5% sixth generation plan, which I'm going to touch a little bit on later, right? So I just want to use the chance as well to say a big thank you to my introducer, who happens to be my sister, EBD Hui Kun. Because of her, I got access to this wonderful platform. So thank you very much. Please, help me to type 8888 as a token of appreciation of hers. And guys, tonight, as you know, as mentioned, tonight our session is about a business plus a life of abundance. Now, I'm sure, I guess some of you might be wondering, what do we actually have in store for you guys, right? And some of you even have questions like, what has doing a business to do with the so-called life of abundance? So guys, don't worry. The good news is that what we have in mind for our session tonight is really to address the notion that choosing the right business will absolutely set you on the right path towards a life of abundance in the future. And we are going to address it in such a way through a live interview with one of the top leaders from Southeast Asia, who is actually, a walking testimonial, who has seen it all, who has, been through it, and who is still living it, right? So when we think about it, right, it all boils down to the so-called 3 C's of life, which is choices, chances, and changes. Now, what I mean is that what you do today, right, essentially like, the choices that you make, the chances that you take, as well as the changes that you embrace, will absolutely determine where you will be down the road, in 3 to 5 years. Now, it is with that in mind that I'd like to ask you guys to allow me to spend the next, few minutes to go through with you some fundamentals, some very important fundamentals that will lay down the foundation of our interview later on, yeah? So guys, of course, the company, the business that we are talking about is none other than Nu Skin Enterprises. Now, as you can see from this slide here, Nu Skin is actually a global company in a sense that we are available in 50 plus countries. To be precise, 54 countries. Now you can see that in the year of 2020, when the world has been ravaged by COVID-19, we still managed to record a revenue of 2.58 billion, right? We are actually a New York Stock Exchange listed company, right? 35 years of solid and successful track record. And the fact that we have been recognized as one of the 100 most trustworthy companies by Forbes should give you a fairly good idea about, what kind of company it is that we are talking about. I mean, guys, when probably when you just stop for a second and think about it, what does it take for a company to be recognized as such? Now, it takes years of consistent focus, decades of, real R&D, real people working on the field, real team together, right? To build a business that continuously grows and expands over the years. We have been through ups and downs of the economy and still emerge from it unscathed and even stronger. So all I want to stress here is that Nu Skin is not just another company, right? It is a company that you can safely bet your future on. And next, I wish to touch a little bit about our science and technology. Now, this is what essentially sets us apart from all our competitors in the network marketing arena. I mean, when you look at this slide, right, you would see that while all our competitors, they are trying to address the problems of aging by targeting the signs of it, the signs and symptoms of it. We, on the other hand, we are deploying a totally different approach in the sense that we are addressing aging not only on the signs of it, but also at the source of it, which is our 30,000 plus genes. And that has given rise to the so-called age-lock technology. I mean, guys, just look at the number of patents that we have, scientific posters, multiple awards that we have won, oral presentations, scientific articles. These tells you that we are a company that put a lot of emphasis on, on real science and technology, right? And thanks to age-lock technology, we have managed to churn out a series of product innovations. Now, of course, due to the limited time that we have, I won't be able to drill into each and every product as listed here. But I'm just going to say this, guys. Each and every product here is already good enough to make a company great. I mean, if you think about it, age-lock, USPen, LumiSpa, our TR90 and so on, it's already good enough to make a company great and for a company to make a name of it and to make a fortune out of it. But imagine the kind of unfair advantage, guys, the kind of unfair advantage that you have if, let's say, you are running a business with access to all these products at the same time, right? So, and this slide also tells us one very important point, guys. Nu Skin is not just a skincare company, but rather it is actually a leading anti-aging company with, a complete set of innovative products in terms of anti-aging, right? And it is for that reason alone that we have a brand value that exceeds USD 10 billion. And don't forget that we are actually just talking about age-lock brand so far, right? And of course, I think it's very important to share with you guys a little bit about how we can actually make money from this business. Now, there are a lot of companies out there with all kinds of claims and so on. But let me share with you why I believe that Nu Skin has the best, if it has one of the best, if not the best plan as compared to all the other companies. Now, the recommended strategy is really you yourself start the business first, right? And then you look for 5 business partners, friends, families, or any strangers. You look for really good people, ambitious, hardworking, and then you work with them together. You teach them doing the same thing as well. So at the end of the day, when your organization grows up to 6 levels, then chances are you have 20,000 franchises in your organization, right? And the question is, how does Nu Skin pay us, right? I mean, in comparison with other companies, let's say company ABC, you can see that all these companies outside, they are actually having the so-called front-loading plan. So what does it mean is that the larger your organization grows, I mean, the deeper it goes, the lesser you're earning. When your organization is so big, you're practically earning nothing, right? But in Nu Skin, we are paying you 5%, 6th generation. Now, this makes all the difference, right? I mean, if you truly understand about the power, the doubling effect of 5%, 6th generation, you would understand that this is a real plan for time and financial freedom. And it is for this reason alone, I dare to say it is for this reason alone, that a lot of good quality people, such as professionals and so on, people from all walks of life, are actually right now getting involved with Nu Skin because of this, right? So yeah, whether or not the compensation plan works, whether or not the strategy, the company is good enough, let's take a look at some facts, right? The facts is, so far, we have created more than 1,700 USD millionaires, right? USD millionaires here, in Nu Skin, we actually call it MDC, $1 Million Circle Member. What it means is that, that person has accumulated more than 1 million USD in terms of commissions. And out of these 1,700 people, right, some of them are actually 1 MDC, some are actually 5, some are actually 10 and 20. If you think about it, right, 1 MDC is equivalent to about 4 million RM. Or 20 million, 20 MDC is actually 80 million RM. So it's really unbelievable. Let's take a look at regions that is closer to us, Southeast Asia. Even in Southeast Asia alone, Nu Skin has created more than $100 million of the members so far, right? I mean, these are all the figures, that have been verified and published by even famous publications like Forbes Asia. So those data are actually very reliable. And you know what? The best news is that our special guest tonight, is actually one of the names that is listed in this Forbes Asia. Now, he is none other than Mr. Tan Junwen, right? Over the years, I've had the privilege of working and learning from him either directly or indirectly, and I can vouch to the very fact that he's truly a very smart guy, a very capable and inspiring leader. Now, let me share a little bit about his background with you. Yeah, so he used to be a government scholar from Singapore, right? He then graduated from the London School of Economics and Political Science in UK. He also then became, the Deputy Director of Ministry of Trade and Industry in Singapore, before moving on to become an institutional stockbroker in UK and became wildly successful in it. So I guess, guys, sometimes when we look at a person with this kind of background, right, we tend to be curious, why would such a person be involved with Nu Skin business, right? I mean, I do have a couple more introductory slides of Junwen to share with you guys, but I believe that all of us are so eager and cannot wait to listen to Junwen himself, right? So I guess I'll just invite him out and let him do the answering along with the slides. Hi, Junwen, are you there?
Hi, Jong-hee, how are you?
Hey, fantastic. First of all, thank you very much for accepting our invitation, yeah?
No, thank you for inviting me. It's always a privilege.
It's always nice to talk to you because your house is so nice, I mean, I look at your background, it's like impressive. It's just like a hotel, So, okay, I guess we'll go right into the questions. I think, first of all, I'm sure there are some newcomers who are actually listening to you for the very first time, okay?
You want to unshare?
Just like what I mentioned just now, they could be wondering, like, why a person like you would choose to get involved with network marketing. Perhaps you can share with us about your background?
Okay, so you already said quite a bit.
You want to unshare first?
No, we'll go along with the slides, yeah.
Okay, so as you've explained in my background, I started my working life as a civil servant working in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and I was so fortunate to have as my first boss the current Prime Minister of Singapore. He had just entered politics. And then from there, I moved on to the financial sector. I went on to London to start my stockbroking career, advising all the pension funds, insurance companies, and so on and so forth on how to invest in stocks and shares in our part of the world. Then I came back and I worked for a local stockbroking company doing the same thing. So all in all, I've had a fair bit of experience now in finance. And then at the right moment, one of my biggest, in fact, he was my biggest client, an American guy, a Yale graduate, a Harvard MBA, talked to me about this business. And of course, going from managing a portfolio worth billions to then talking to you about skincare and toner and shampoo and conditioner, you're sort of wondering what's happening, right? But I kept a very open mind. I went to a presentation. I still remember it was January 2nd, 2001. And I saw a number of things that got me excited immediately. First, and this was, if you like, applying my investment brain. First, I saw a sunrise industry, anti-aging. Secondly, I saw the leading company with an amazing track record. And then I saw that I don't have to have any prior knowledge. I don't need to invest capital. I don't need to know how to do it. I don't need to set up shops, and I could do it. So on the basis that there's only upside and absolutely no downside, my wife and I decided there and then at that moment to sign up. Of course, there's one more thing that was very important in influencing my decision. I saw the likes of people like Kwan Tai Chi, my upline. I saw the likes of people like Jason, men, professionals, business owners, business-minded, doing the business. I say, they already vetted all I needed to know. Let's go straight in. So that's how I got started, really.
So essentially, it's just like following smart people.
Following smart money. Right? Yeah, I think to me, this is a rule I always tell to my kids. I tell to a lot of people, if you can follow smart money, you'll do very well in life. You don't have to be very clever yourself. But if you can follow Bill Gates, you can follow Warren Buffett, you do very well in life.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Junwen, can you tell us how has Nu Skin actually transformed your life and family as well?
Okay, so when I started, first day, I bought a whole series of, in fact, I bought a box of 26 skincare products.
Wow.
And this is amazing from someone who has never used skincare. I mean, you know how men are, right? But
yes.
Within a few days to a week, I could see the immediate transformation. Now, who doesn't like to look younger?
Exactly.
Then supplements came along and you feel even fitter. And I do a lot of sports. I could feel the difference straight away. But I think one of the very big products which continues to make ways for us where everyone can see a very significant difference, what I call our zhao pai chai, you know, our hot dish, is of course our TR90, our weight management product. Now,
okay.
I didn't think I was overweight, but later you make up your own mind when you look at the picture. So maybe you can go on to the next slide.
Okay, sure. Wow, what a huge difference.
Yeah. So the picture of me in that golf long sleeve shirt was maybe taken 14, 15 years ago on a golf course. And the amazing thing was when I was that shape, I didn't think I was fat. I thought it was quite normal for people to be like that. So I was probably in my 40s then. But when TR90 came along, I said, let's go. Every Nu Skin product is a good product. So let's try it. And then you see the middle picture, that's of me 3 months later. So this is about 14, 15 years ago, back as well. You can see I lost about maybe 8 kilos. Yeah.
That's quite a lot, you know, 8 kilos in 3 months.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Yeah. And then you see the picture of me with Batman, maybe about 2 years ago. The important thing is I lost it and I never put it back on. So I was able to maintain 74 kilos throughout, you know. Now, next slide.
Next slide.
And this is how I look today. Actually, during this COVID, I managed to drop another 3 kilos. And in terms of the benefit of the business, not only do I look younger, I feel younger, I'm able to run, play soccer. In fact, I was just keeping a record on my running time. I'm running faster now than 10, 15 years ago, which to me is really aging in reverse. Yeah. So first, I always say to people on the Nu Skin business, the products absolutely work. You don't have to worry about it. So that's really benefit number one. Who doesn't want to be slimmer? Who doesn't want to be younger? Who doesn't want to look younger, feel younger, and be healthier? Number two, well, actually number one, is that the money is for sure. You will make it one. And how much are we talking about? I always tell people, we're not bringing you into a business for just masak. It's a lot of fun, but we are looking to be making passive income in the order of tens of thousands of US dollars a month and multiples of that. So that is also a given if you work it the right way. Now, what about family? Of course, the next slide tells you a lot. All of us work so hard to give our family the best life possible. When I started the business, my 2 girls were 10 and 6. Of course, as a responsible parent, we put aside money for them, for their education. Now, fortunately, when it came time for them to go to university, Nu Skin could provide for it. I did not need to draw down on the savings of maybe 20 years to put them through university. Both of them went overseas. And to me, I don't know, I mean, I speak to all the parents who are watching this. Don't you think one of the greatest joy is to be able to see your kids off to a good university? And Nu Skin helped me to achieve that without tapping into my savings. Then you see my mom. My mom is still very healthy. She takes a lot of our supplements. She was widowed at a young age. And in fact, she had a hard life, you know. And so we want to give the best to her now. So we bring her overseas on holiday and so on and so forth. And I think the joy that she sees when her grandchildren graduate and me being able to spend time with her any time of the day, I think that gives her tremendous joy. And that gives me tremendous joy too, to see that. Yeah. Next. Yeah, there's more pictures of us, you know, being together and traveling. Yeah. Okay, next. And to me, the most important thing of all, peace of mind. So if I may sum up, what are the benefits of doing Nu Skin? I've always said the most important thing for all of us is having enough money to not just pay the mortgage, but pay for our bills, pay for our kids' education, our retirement, our health needs. Then what about our health, our youth, and time freedom? I understood the concept of time freedom, but I never could appreciate it until you get it. So to me, time freedom means having enough money to not just sustain your life, but have a really good life for your family, but without having to be actively involved. And this is the lifestyle I saw of the uplines like Jason, like Tai Chi, who I know are watching this, and I was inspired by them to do this business. But to me, I can sum up this business in just 3 words: peace of mind. When you know that next month the income is coming in, you know next year the income is coming in, you know when your kids need to go to university, it's coming in. When you need money to pay for medical, should it happen to any member of your family, the money is there. So to me, this is priceless. And I think peace of mind is something that a lot of people don't have, right? Especially during this last 18 months and going forward. So I think I cannot think of a better vehicle like Nu Skin. I think of Nu Skin as the Swiss Army knife. One instrument, many, many functions.
I think eventually, nothing beats peace of mind. Right?
Exactly.
I think there are 2 conclusions, Junwen, 2 conclusions that I can draw from your sharing just now.
Yes.
Number 1 is Batman has finally found its successor. Right?
Yeah.
Number 2, Singapore's soccer team got future.
No. If I was as talented or half as talented as Ronaldo, I would rather play soccer rather than do Nu Skin. But sorry, I don't have the talent. So
yeah, okay. So Junwen, can you also share with us some of the examples of how Nu Skin has actually benefited others in your team?
Yes. Okay. In fact, this was one of the questions I sometimes get asked. What is the greatest joy you get from Nu Skins besides giving your family financial time freedom and all those things I talk about? And my answer is always helping my leaders, often complete strangers before Nu Skin got us together, to also be able to live like this. So I would like to share maybe 2 examples. First one is this lady called Ice Tan. She's a very well-known designer in Singapore. Many media corp stars wear her outfits. Okay, so Ice was running a business in designing fashion, her own shop called Ice Tan Design, and we met. She started with the business, and then she fell back, and she was just doing her business online thereafter. But at the back of her head, it was nagging away at her. I mean, all this time she carried on using the product. She said, but Nu Skin is real. What if one day, for some reason, I can no longer sell clothes, much as I love doing it for a living? Then I have no passive income. What would happen then? Whereas Nu Skin, the passive income is real. So she rejoined the business, and my God, she's really taken off. And she tells me, if she was still running the business now, when COVID hit, I think you'll be crying every night, right? For most traditional businessmen. Instead, her Nu Skin turnover today is bigger than her traditional business has ever been, but with none of the worries of rentals, manpower, and so on and so forth. That's why I think her motto in life is design a life you love in Nu Skin, which I think is very appropriate.
True.
Yeah. The second example I like to share is a Malaysian lady from Ipoh called Cindy. Now, the amazing thing is that Cindy's been in the business some maybe 7-8 months now, and we have never met, Bob, because of the current issues, Now, Cindy used to work for KPMG. She decided to do her own accounting business. And if you think working for someone is hard, she said, wait till you work for yourself. It's even harder. Okay. So at first, her priority was her health. So she took one round of TL90, and you can see the transformation there is quite amazing. But what you can't see from the figures, which is even more amazing, she always tells this story. She used to have irregular period from the time she was a teenage girl. Her period used to come only once every 3 to 4 months. And in fact, the gynae told her, you'll be very lucky if you can have children. In fact, she has 3 lovely kids, you know, and she's so happy with the products. And so she decided to really go full force in the business. I mean, still doing it part-time. And I think sometime after 7 months in the business, she managed to see a check, a 5-figure check. So that uplifted her and her team even more and told her in no uncertain terms, this business is real. And bear in mind, she's an accountant. So, you know, accountant, they really look at the numbers. And she said, the numbers make sense. So her motto is, you are totally replaceable at work. You're not replaceable at home. Home is your real life. Keep that perspective always. I thought that's a beautiful motto, don't you?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's absolutely a good one.
Yeah.
Right. So Junwen, I think you know, hearing all these success stories is really heartwarming, right? I mean, people, ordinary people like us, finally have a chance even during, you know, time like this, you know. So I think when we talk about that, right, there is a common perception that you know, it is unthinkable to link. You know, just now we were talking about girls, right? Now we talk about guys. There's this unthinkable perception that, you know, it's unthinkable to link guys like us with beauty devices and skincare, let alone doing it as a business. Obviously, I'm sure in this respect, you must have seen something in it for you to do, you know, to get involved in Nu Skin full time, right?
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yes. Okay. So put up the next slide.
Okay. Hold on. Oops.
Okay. So in fact, the newspaper, the Sunday Times in Singapore, was very curious precisely why a government scholar like me, a successful stockbroker, a guy at that, was doing Nu Skin and multi-level marketing as well. So I sat her down. She came to my house. She interviewed me. And what I said to her was this. Firstly, what's wrong with doing skincare? In fact, I told her, as a guy, as a businessman, as a business-minded person, I was attracted to Nu Skin because of skincare first, not because of supplements.
Okay.
Why? Because I tell you, you ask any of the ladies, they will cut back spending on anything else except on their face. Right? And I'm sure all the ladies agree with me. And I've seen how skincare companies have done very well. Okay. Secondly, I am not inviting you here to do that, to join the business, to become a skincare specialist or a skincare salesperson like you see in department stores. I'm inviting you to be the founder, chairman, CEO of your own anti-aging company. For example, the person who owns and runs Estee Lauder today is a guy. He's not a girl. He inherited, I think, from his mom. Okay. And you see many, many companies which cater to women. They are all run by guys and owned by guys. Okay. Now, one of the richest men in the world, the guy who owns LVMH, he's a guy. LVMH sells mainly to women, right? And so on and so forth. So this reporter again was very curious. Why would someone like me with a financial background as a guy be doing this kind of business? So I told her 3 reasons. The first one is this is a sure win business. Why is it sure win? First, you take a sunrise sector like anti-aging. Then you take the star company with a proven track record. Nu Skin now has close to 4 decades in 50 over countries, turnover just a bit shy of $3 billion. Next, company designs all the product for you, R&D, everything for you. All the products are unique to Nu Skin. Nobody else have the kind of products that we have, be it a Lumi Spa or TR90 or Galvanic Spa or Boost. Then next, you don't have to carry inventory. You don't do rentals. You don't do manpower. I said, how not to make it if you work hard and you get paid for life? Okay, so number one, I see it as a sure win business to create compounding passive income. And I talked about this earlier. The number I'm looking at, the benchmark number, is 10,000 US per month and multiples of that. The second thing is, besides the business side, besides the compounding passive income, you get your health, you get your youth, you get time freedom. Most businesses, most jobs will not give you these, even if you can make money. And the third reason, I think I've said it before, is peace of mind. To me, this is a commodity that even sometimes the richest people in the world may not have. And certainly many of us who are just working for someone or running a traditional business don't have this. And I said, if you have financial freedom, you have time freedom, you have health, you have youth, you have purpose, wouldn't you have peace of mind? So that was how I explained to her why I would be doing this and why I think many people should be looking at this.
I think that's really a good answer. I mean, sometimes when you think about it, right, if you can have the freedom of youth, if you can have the freedom of choice, and you can have financial freedom at the same time, it definitely sounds like a no-brainer, right? So I guess we will go full face now, right? We'll go full face now since we are done with the introductory slides. So okay, so let's continue with let's continue with the questions. So Junwen, in the context of our session today, right, there are a lot of interpretations when it comes to the so-called life of abundance. So in your opinion, Junwen, what is actually a life of abundance, and has Nu Skin actually helped you to achieve that?
Okay, you know, Tiong Hee, I remember when we were discussing what title to have. The standard title that people will come out with for network marketing will be something business opportunity, something like that. Yes, it's an amazing business. I say it's a sure win business. But I always ask this question: why, if you're an employee, why you work so hard? If you're a businessman, why you work so hard? People say for money. Isn't it obvious? I say, yeah. What are you going to do with the money? To have an abundant life. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because the money in the bank doesn't do anything. What do you want to do? So what do I mean by abundance? Firstly, I think definitely for maybe even 90% or more of the people, the first abundance they are seeking is money. I totally get that. Most of us, even in jobs that seemingly pay very high, don't have abundance of money. Certainly, you may have a high active income, but what about beyond that? And you know you can lose your job anytime. Okay. So first, I want to talk about abundance of money. Let's get that out of the way first. How does 10,000 US and multiples of that per month for life sound to you? Is that enough abundance for a start? Definitely, right? Secondly, even for people who are busy in their careers, busy running their traditional business, making decent money, do they have abundance of time to spend it with the people who need it the most and where you are valued? Should you be spending it with your CEO drafting more, I don't know, tenders or pitching, or you want to be there with your kids? Now, when I was busy with my stockbroking career, I had amnesia, you know, because there were parts of their life I couldn't connect because I was not there. But once I had my time freedom, I could watch all their games, their basketball games. When I go on holiday, nobody disturbs me. So to have that time freedom, it's something that most people can never think possible. So abundance of time to spend it with the people who matter, your family, your loved ones, your friends. What about health? Don't we want more health rather than just sufficient health? And you need time for that. You need to know how to get help. And if you're stressed up and all that, not only will you not have abundance of health, your health will be declining all the time. And even abundance of money cannot buy back abundance of health. Now, I think the Nu Skin products, be it the TL90, be it our Ultimate Duo, have just given ordinary people such abundance of health. And lastly, and most importantly, to sum it all up, abundance of joy. We are in this life because we want joy. But of course, to have joy, we need enough money to get a lifestyle that we want. We need to have time to enjoy ourselves. We need to have time to be with the people that matter, our parents, our loved ones, our kids, our friends, and doing the things we want to do rather than have someone else ordering us around. So That is the word that comes to mind when people ask me why I do Nu Skin. So if I had to sum in one word, I would say abundance of joy.
Abundance of joy. You know what, Julian, since we are talking about this right now, right? I guess it goes without saying that a lot of people are unfortunately living in scarcity out there nowadays, you know, fearing worrying about uncertain future, don't know what tomorrow holds, etc. So even for those who are you know, similarly doing well in jobs and business, right? Many are still not feeling fulfilled as well.
Yes.
So why do you think that Nu Skin, under the current circumstances, right, could be the vehicle that to move towards the right direction?
Okay, so I think for a lot of us, we've been brought up in a certain way to say, work hard, go to university, get a degree, get a master's, go and work for MNC, then high pay, and then, you know, buy a house and all that, and then you will do well. But that model no longer works. That means it's basically, as an employee, is selling time for money. Okay, so maybe we should do business, because businessmen can get very rich, right? But the success rate is very, very low. Again, with traditional business, we are playing with our own limited talent. We are playing with our own limited capital against the big boys. You've heard this expression, the rich get richer. It's absolutely true. The big get bigger. Okay, so why in this current climate is this more important? I think the last 18 months, which are the companies that have thrived? Which companies have grown bigger? What are their winning qualities? We need to examine that. Equally, we have seen a lot of small and medium-sized traditional business crush and never coming back. So let's just look at a specific sector, wellness. And let's see which companies have done well. And they're not in MLM, because I think we should not compare ourselves to MLM. It's like comparing a Lamborghini with a Proton, you know, if we compare MLM, you know, where we are the Lamborghini Ferrari. Okay. So let's look at wellness. The first thing I look at is that these guys have a very strong, very powerful brand image that makes you want to buy their products or services. That when you are, the brand association say, wow, it's so happening, it's very energetic, I feel young, I feel shook, you know. Okay, what are these brands? Nike, Lululemon, Peloton, just to name a few. There are brands that attract you because when you put on a Nike shoe, really nobody else does it like Nike. And Nike does make very good stuff. Lululemon, not cheap, but recently they announced a blockbuster set of results. The moment they announced the result, the stock price went up 15% in one night.
Wow.
Okay. The second quality I noticed that these winning companies have, they have a very, very strong digital and online presence. Again, coming back to Lululemon. Lululemon actually suffered sales decline at its physical stores, but the online sales just went up through the roof. So that's the second thing. The third thing, which they have a little bit, but we have a lot of, social commerce.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because their brand, of course, they will use maybe big stars. Then you see someone wearing a pair of Nike, you also want to wear a pair of Nike. You see the world record marathon runner, Eliud Kipchoge, wear the Nike Alpha Flight, you also want to buy. Then you watch Lululemon, very young, very happening people in all these posts, okay? We don't have that, but we have something even better. It's called social commerce. We use ourselves. We use the strength of network marketing. We use the strength of Nu Skin, high touch, high trust, but through social media, through online, through digital, to engage people.
True.
Yeah, so I think we have the best of all three. Number one, we have a very distinctive brand image now, because we have products like Lumi Spa, we have products like Boost, we have supplements like Ultimate Duo, trade weight management packages, regimes like TR90, which nobody else has. So once they get past the MLM thing and they use, they go, wow, Ultimate can do for me what others cannot. Wow, TR90. So it's the same. So distinctive, very strong brand image once they get through the initial issues about MLM and so on and so forth. Secondly, digital online presence. We are so powerful. But it's not as if we develop it, oh, just at the start of COVID, let's do it. We were ready. But COVID strengthened us even more. Now, so much so that 90% of our sales have gone online. Just to give example, in Singapore, we can go to the physical store now, but we rarely do, just online, the order goes out. And we might go to the physical store maybe in the future just to meet some people, but no need. I'm doing all my numbers online now. Okay.
I guess you have hit all the right points. I mean, in terms of we are in the right industry, you know, social commerce and digital and so on, which will come to that in a while. But what I have in mind now is this: since we touch about business, right, Junwen, we all know that COVID has actually changed our world upside down. You know, while cases are still going up and down, and I guess the ramp up of vaccination drive does bring us a lot of hopes of getting, you know, to the post-COVID world. So, Junwen, specifically on Nu Skin, right? I know just now you have touched on some points which is related to this, but specifically on Nu Skin, right? Why do you think that we are well positioned to flourish in the post-COVID world?
Okay, so what is the post-COVID world going to look like? If you had asked me 2 months ago, I was actually quite bullish. I saw the Singapore numbers was going to eventually approach 80% or more. In fact, I was also very bullish on Malaysia, despite your very high infection rate, because I saw that Malaysia was vaccinating people at a world record pace. And in fact, I think based on projection, Malaysia will probably achieve 80% by year end. But certain things have now upset the timetable. I'm not so bullish now. I'm beginning to think that even to achieve 75% of the old normal will take some time. Why is that? Firstly, we all know because of the Delta variant. I mean, in Singapore, we went from 50 to 500. Our minister is warning us it can be 3,000, right? And Malaysia, you know the numbers already. Secondly, most importantly, the US, their numbers seem to be stalling at like 50-something, 60%. And there's a very significant and a very stubborn minority refusing to be vaccinated. So what is the implication for us? I mean, they're so far away. I give you one very simple implication. The Europeans who was hoping to welcome the Americans for summer are now thinking, I'm not so sure we want the Americans, you know. They're going to bring a lot of cases to us. So they're thinking of clamping down. Now, if the Americans don't travel, tourism is not going to pick up.
True.
F&B is not going to pick up. Now, in the region, actually, Singapore and Malaysia are doing quite well, you know. But the same cannot be said of Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. Now, in China, they got a different set of problems. China, they're doing very well on containing it. But China is determined to go for zero COVID. Then we got supply disruption. So all the ports are jammed up. So given all of this, what was looking like a summer of joy is rapidly turning into an autumn of anxiety. Okay, so how should we position? Given this, I think businesses are going to get into more cash flow issues. Jobs are going to be threatened because your boss will say, wow, looks like we are not going to go back to normal so soon, no? So maybe you stay away. I no need to rehire you because I don't have so much business, you see. So I know, okay, so how should we position it? As people were getting more and more optimistic about reopening, just like myself and yourself, people say, I don't need Nu Skin already. I think I'll be going back to my regular routine quite soon. We should really be talking to them again about this. The easy thing to talk to them is to build immune system through the product. Yes, that's good. But really, we should be using this opportunity to talk to them about the business. Why this is needed? Because there is still a lot of uncertainty ahead. And show them the Nu Skin track record, how well we've done over the last 18 months. Tell them what our inherent strengths that will not only allow us to thrive, should there be more uncertainty, but more importantly, go up even higher. once we return to some sort of normality. So to me, again, right trend, right vehicle, right time.
I think you have just given us the blueprint to flourish in Nu Skin post-COVID. I hope you guys are all taking notes, right? I think these are useful stuff, not just for audience who are actually attending this for the first time, but also for people who have probably joined a few times.
But Yongyi, don't you find that a lot of your leaders might be very quick to, oh yeah, I want to recommend G3. Oh yeah, you're immune. I want to recommend this. Yeah. You need to bring your weight down because those with high visceral fat, they will have higher mortality. Yes, but the more important thing, talk to them about the business.
Yes. When I think about it, Junwen, last time when my sister approached me, right, she was, during the first attempt, she approached me because of weight management. I was in a way similar to you as well, because I was really fat, but I thought I was fit. She asked me to stand on the scale and so on. I said, why? Come on, right? But then when she shared with me about the business, it sort of like opened my mind when I saw the 5% sixth generation because of the doubling effect. So that is what attracted me, right? So I think just now also you have touched a little bit about social commerce, right? So I'd like to ask you further about that. I think over the past 1 year, we have seen a lot of success stories of Nu Skin business. Thanks to the rise of social commerce. Of course, you have shared with us a little bit about that, but can you elaborate further about your thoughts regarding this aspect and how can we leverage it to grow even bigger?
I want to give 2 examples. So one is a Singapore lady. She used to work in a bank, and to cut a long story short, she was able to made up her mind and say, I'm really going to do this. And once her 3 months income doing it part-time exceeded her full-time income working in a bank, she decided to quit and do this full-time. And to me, she runs a very successful social commerce platform. We're all learning from her. So what is distinctive about it? What I noticed in the initial part of this Nu Skin's push into social commerce, or whatever you call it, digital commerce, a lot of people will just be saying, wow, look at me using the Lumi Spa. Wow, look at this, look at that, PM me, blah, blah, blah. Now, in my mind, I said, I don't think that quite works. Yeah, maybe it might attract some people. But this particular lady, I think she said, and I totally agree, because it is aligning with a lot of the successful social commerce Nu Skin people who have said the same thing. What is it? Actually, more than selling the Nu Skin brand, I want to listen to you if I'm attracted by the way you live and your value system. Okay, it's easy just to put the Lumi Spa and then put some celebrity, Sammy Cheng is using booze or whatever, but it is more deliberate to show your lifestyle. Hey, you see, I'm spending time with my kids. Hey, I'm at the beach, I'm running a global business, with my fellow owner, and we're having a great life, It's not being boastful, but it's being real. And someone would then say, hey, I can relate to that. Hey, Tiong Hee, can you tell me how to do this? Yeah, I like the fact on a Wednesday afternoon, you're spending time with your kids and you're keeping fit in the gym. And of course, you're telling people about the product. But I think creating your own brand is very important. We are attracted to certain celebrities because of their brand, right?
True. Yeah.
We must like them. If we don't like them, we won't buy the products that they endorse. And you think the Nike and all that are stupid because they think that guy cannot sell product. He can be world champion. He won't get a lot of money, So I think social commerce is more than just selling product. It's selling your personal brand. So this lady has managed to attract people sight unseen and get them to do the business from Malaysia and from Indonesia. So she has not physically met them, Can you imagine in the old days how we would have done this? You have to travel to Malaysia and then the person is not in, travel to Indonesia and then come back and then you get frustrated and tired and it costs a lot of money. So to me, success is measured by actual result. If you can prospect the person, starting from the attracted, then we talk, then sign them online, they get their products from Indonesia or Malaysia and they start the business and they bring people. That is success. The other one, it's someone I think you all know who she is. She's Jean, Jean, you all know, yeah. And Jean, I think also the personal brand is very strong. Even though I already know her background, every time I watch her Facebook or this and that, I'm also attracted to, hey, what is she saying next? What is she saying next? So the personal branding comes across. And again, over a very short time, once she understood the social commerce and how to do it, she brought along very good people as well. Okay. So I think that is a common factor I see in the people who are using social commerce well in Nu Skin. Firstly, we already have a tremendous advantage. We have amazing products. Secondly, our leaders have full of energy, full of optimism. How do you transmit the goodness of the product and the goodness of the Nu Skin lifestyle and your personal brand across Zoom, across Instagram, across Facebook? If you keep that in mind, then those are the success principles. Everyone has different ways of doing it, but this is what I noticed is common to these successful leaders who have been using social commerce with great effect.
Junwen, what if someone actually says to you that it is hard for them to achieve this kind of life of abundance because they simply don't have a background as strong as yours, or even like all those celebrities and their capability as well. They call themselves the ordinary ones. So what would you say to them?
Okay, firstly, I'm not a celebrity. Okay. Secondly, far from my background being an advantage, I think my background was a huge disadvantage. I tell people, you think success in Nu Skin is easy. It's actually much harder for me than you think. Now, were there other stockbrokers who also could see this as a great business? Yes. But you know why they didn't even start? Face issue. A lot of them were men. Cannot men how to do skincare. So the concept theoretically very good, but face cannot do it. Secondly, we're used to doing big numbers. Then suddenly ask me to go and sell shampoo and conditioner. They just cannot break that. Then thirdly, the people I know are very successful entrepreneurs. They're very rich people. They say, don't want do this kind of thing, don't want. I don't know many people who are employees, So for me, I actually had to go out of my way to do this. Now, I always like to use this example that why is it like seemingly so amazing that an ordinary person, a housewife or professional who used to only earn say X thousand, suddenly with Nu Skin, their passive income can be 5x, 10x, passive, not active. And just by working hard for a few good years, they can enjoy forever. I think it sounds too good to be true, right? So it must be a scam, right? Okay. I like to give an example.
Okay.
How an ordinary person like me can beat the 100 meters Olympic champion. You believe or not? I will beat the 100 meters. What was his winning time? 9.8. I can even beat Usain Bolt. I can even beat the fastest swimmer today, Caleb Dressel, the American guy who won I don't know how many gold medals. How is it possible? An ordinary person like me can do it. Same reason why an ordinary person can achieve an extraordinary success. It's about the vehicle. If I was at the starting line at the 100-meter sprint on a motorbike, you think I cannot beat the fastest man in the world? And then I had one of these James Bond thing in the water. You think I cannot beat Caleb Dressel in the 100-meter sprint, butterfly or whatever? Sure. Then you say, hey, it's not fair. I said, life is unfair. You want an unfair advantage. It's about the vehicle. So remember, Nu Skin is right trend, right vehicle, right time. Because the vehicle is so extraordinary, it gives you tremendous leverage that an ordinary person who is prepared to work hard and has big dreams can achieve extraordinary things.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, you're an engineer. You're an engineer. You understand leverage, right? A pulley system.
Yes.
An ordinary person with a pulley system can lift a load 10 times heavier than himself or herself. It's the same thing.
So eventually choosing the right vehicle does matter, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
So, okay, Junwen, I'm going to ask you one last question. You see, there are a lot of, I would say there are a lot of new people here tonight. But there are also some of our friends, right, who have actually joined a few rounds of business sharings like this, right? So some of them basically, explore our business quite comprehensively. And they even acknowledge that, Nu Skin is a wonderful platform with a lot of real success stories like yourself, Willing, Casey, etc. Right? But somehow, at the end of the day, some of them are actually still on the fence and they are still reluctant to take the next step. So why do you think it's like that? And any last piece of advice that you can give to those who are still evaluating the business?
Okay. So firstly, I always say there are 3 human traits that always kill off any successful business start or a start in anything worthwhile. Inertia, hesitation, procrastination. Okay, why is that? Because the first thing is they just find hard to believe that all that we say can be true. So I always like to say, they're thinking, how can that be? It must be because Junwen is a stockbroker or Casey or Willing have this special gift of training people. Cannot be one. So I say, what if I show you the facts and I show you the evidence that ordinary people who cannot even speak properly before they did Nu Skin, men who have never done skincare have done it. I show you the track record of the company over the last close to 40 years. Facts are facts. So first, I will show them that. But if they still resist facts, there's not much more I can say, right? Secondly, then I ask them, how badly do you want peace of mind? How badly do you want to secure passive income of tens of thousands or multiple of that? Do you fear running out of money, or you think you'll be okay? Or maybe you fear not having money in 10 years' time, but immediate is not a problem. Do you see there's a big difference? Because I think maybe in 10 years' time, I need something like Nu Skin, but not now. I'm doing very well now. And I think I just cut back on my spending, should be okay. But timing is not on your side. Anything can happen tomorrow. And 5 years later, you're 5 years older. You're 5 years less adaptable. If something is worth doing yesterday. You should not wait for another 5 years. So what I will say is what did I see that got me into action? Firstly, I see that from a business viewpoint, all successful businessmen are like that. The moment they see an idea they act on it immediately. They don't wait. Now, on top of that, even though I'm not a businessman, there's zero cost. What is there to think? I mean, if you ask me for money, then I have to think,
there's nothing to lose now, right? Yeah.
Oh, your 100,000 cannot, I can lose it all, Okay, so an ordinary person might think, yeah, but I don't know how to evaluate business. But then you can rely on the smarter people, hopefully explain to you and so on and so forth. But for the ordinary person, you have to ask yourself, what is the risk of doing Nu Skin versus the risk of not doing? So most people focus on the first question, the risk of doing, then I could, maybe I don't make it, and then I buy the products, is wasted, and then the friends laugh at me for doing MLM, so I don't tell them I'm doing MLM, I'm saying I'm just supporting my wife or sister. Actually, all this is face issue. Or people say I got face issue, I say, okay, if you can end up making tens of thousands of dollars, got face issue or not? No face issue, right? No, it's no face issue. I mean, you're not doing anything illegal. I'm very proud. That I'm able to do what I do, earn this money to give myself and my family the best life, put my 2 girls through overseas university, have time to see my mom, be healthy enough to play soccer 3 times a week, and have total peace of mind. I'm very happy with this. But the second question is more important. What is the risk of not doing if you walk away? You walk away thinking, I think it's a good business. I have no doubt the company is very good, but not now, Tiong Yi. Not now. I got a lot of things on my mind. And then maybe later, after Chinese New Year, after renovation or whatever, I'll come back to you. But what is the risk? Every time I think of this, I get the goosebumps, I get so scared. If I had walked away, I would have less hair. My face won't be as young. My tummy will be bigger. My bank account will be smaller. And I'll be worrying for the next few decades how to conserve money. So the risk of not doing is so scary. That's why I say, let's go. So my final message to all of you out there, whether you're attending this the first time or the second time or the third time, if you're looking for a better life for yourself and your family, you will not find something better than Nu Skin. And like I say, Nu Skin is that Swiss knife, one instrument, many functions, many problems it will solve, okay? And it's not something I say lightly as an investment person to say it's a sure win business as well. So go back to the person who brought you and say, really explain to me again what this business can give me, and then tell me how to start.
I think at the end of the day, two very important points to take note of from Jinwen's sharing just now. Number one is the opportunistic cost, the risk of not doing versus the risk of doing. Yes. And the second part is really, I think it concurs with the sharing from one of the leaders. I can't remember who he sort of mentioned the best time to do Nu Skin business is when you don't need it.
Yes.
I think it was Eddie Poon or someone else. I can't remember.
You know the Spartan army has this motto: sweat more in peace so that you bleed less in war.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. What a quotation, right? So I think Jinwen, thank you very much for all your insightful and valuable sharings. I'm sure the audience tonight have gained tremendous values. I myself have gained tremendous values as well, right? So guys, before you sign off, right, allow me to close by sharing with you a couple more slides. Okay, so eventually it is not about me, it is not about Jinwen, right? It is about you, it's about your business and your life. So of course you can choose to stay on as an user and so on, but I would like to urge you to join us and start your global business right away. Talk to the person who brought you here today, and I'm sure he will know how to guide you and so on and so forth. If you are wondering about, what is the first step, if you wish to start this business, then do keep in mind that we practice the philosophy of be the product of the product. So it's really easy. You just transform yourself. And when it comes to transformation, right, the best option by far is to transform through TNID. Now, just a little bit about TNID, right? It is actually the #1 weight management and well-being brand in both Malaysia and Singapore for quite a number of years consecutive now, right? So it is suitable for guys and girls, alike. And when I think about it, right, I think a lot of successful business leaders in our team all have actually started started by transforming through TNID. And if you are wondering why there's an empty slot here, don't worry, because that is how I wish to share with you that I transformed through TNID as well when I first started this business, right? So another option that I can share with you is to transform through our Ultimate Duo. So our Ultimate Duo is really the combination of H-Log U-Span and H-Log R-Square, right? On one hand, you have H-Log U-Span, which is known as by far the most advanced anti-aging supplements that we have. It basically gives you a broad spectrum benefits, right? We are talking about brain health, eye health, skin health, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, you have H-Log R-Square, which practically rejuvenates your physical, mental, and sexual vitality. By taking these two together, right, you are actually having the best from both worlds to help you to live younger, longer, okay? And not forgetting as well, you can choose to transform using our beauty gadgets as well for guys and girls alike. I don't think I have to share too much about this because these are the dream team that we have. You look at Lumi Spa, micro pulse oscillation. You look at Boost, gives you radiance, and Galvanic Spa, the so-called wrinkle iron, right? And H-Log Me. How can we forget H-Log Me? This is the smart skincare robot that lets you design your own skincare, right? Talk to the person who brought you here today, and I'm sure he can share with you more about that. So finally, we are coming to the end of our session tonight. I hope you guys have gained tremendous values from our sharing tonight, right? And I just want to reiterate that, what our COE Jinwen mentioned just now. think about the opportunistic cost, the risk of doing versus not doing. And what is the best time to do this business? It is yesterday. It is when you don't need it, right? So I hope you guys will seize the opportunity, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you at the top. Thank you very much for being.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.